Well, what do you know? Charlamagne the God show has been officially canceled. Now, Charlamagne had the show that is called Tuning Out the News and Hell of a Week with Charlamagne the God, um, that has been canceled from Comedy Central. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. And this is what they talk about karma at its finest. But let's talk about exactly what led to this show cancellation. No, this guy, Charlemagne, he was basically going against all his black brothers. And it's not as though he had reasons to, because, I mean, if someone was guilty of a crime, then by all means, talk about it, because we do not condone anything having to do with crime or violence. But in this case, with Charlemagne, it was straight up hatred. So it gave the sense as though, anyone of the same complexion who was more successful than him, he had a serious problem with them, especially if they aren't kissing his ass. So we're going to talk about what is being reported, because this is this man getting his karma for sure. So, exclusive report says Comedy Central is making changes to its late night lineup. The Paramount Global Network has canceled animated series Tonight Out the News and Hell of a Week with Charlamagne the God. I've never watched a show. Maybe I've seen clips of it and not aware that is what I was watching. But consciously, I've never watched this show. I want to know, guys, have you? But let's continue with the report, because, you know, I'm wondering, when he spoke about Ye, Tyrese, you know, because for Charlemagne the God, right? If you fall down, you're weak, you're an embarrassment. But if you put cocktails in someone else's drink and have your way with them, you're a great guy. If you stab your own people in the back, just to be in the likeness of a certain group of people, you're a great guy. But once you fall and you're trying to get yourself back up, in Charlemagne's eyes, you are a nobody. If you have talent, no matter how talented you are, once you're not doing what Charlemagne believed you should be doing, you're a nobody. So now that his show has gone cancelled, now that the wheel has turned, I'm wondering, is he doing some reflection? That's a good point right there. But let's continue with this report that is saying that, the show ran for 2 seasons on the network. It launched in September 2021, initially as The Gods. So they're saying that it launched back in September of 2021 as The God's Honest Truth. Really? That's what you were keeping it? How do you... Anyway, let's continue. But when you see hypocrisy, you have to pause and talk about it a bit, because wasn't this the same man who was trashing Ye, saying that Ye believe that he's God, but no, you're giving yourself godlike titles? Like, isn't this double standard? But let's continue. So the show got canceled in the second season, and the weekly series turned into more of a panel format for the second season, which premiered last July after The Daily Show. So I guess after the first season, the show itself started, fading out. They're saying that the half-hour show featured influential guests, unlikely pairing of comedians, outspoken celebrities, and thought leaders across the political spectrum, debating the current events, permeating politics and culture, with guests unpacking the stories, blazing the headlines, as well as Charlemagne's unfiltered take on the most talked about topics. It made its biggest headline with an interview with Vice President Kamala Harris, where the Breakfast Club host pressed her on the power of Senator Joe Manchin, and she told him to stop talking like a Republican. It was also nominated for a WGA award. Everywhere there is someone black, Charlemagne tends to be really nasty and extremely disrespectful to them. But if you guys remember when Jonathan Greenblatt came on, you know, a show, I don't know if it is the same show, right? And Jonathan Greenblatt was very disrespectful to Charlemagne, and he made some offensive remarks, and Charlemagne just sat there and he took it all. But once it's a black person, it's as though he's working for a group of people and they're cheering him on. If you've read any history books about slavery, it tells you about the backroom master, who is always a black man with that whip, whipping his fellow black brothers and black sisters. That's who Charlemagne is. Now, this is basically all I'm going to talk about, because really I just wanted people to know that his show was canceled. Um, Many people saw that it would have been canceled. They believe that, it wasn't really focused, it wasn't funny, it was a bit over the place, and as such, many people said that, they saw it coming. Um, yeah, they're saying that his shows are awful, and that's just the comments I was reading there for the pause. So people are saying that, Charlemagne's show are generally just awful, not entertaining, and yeah, they appreciate the fact that the show has been canceled. But guys, I want to hear from you though, because it's really good to see how, you know, I believe that energy is something that is recycled and it comes back to you. Whatever energy you put out for others, that type of energy is going to come back to you if that individual is not, um, guilty, if that individual is not deserving of the energy that you're putting out. It's going to be recycled and it's going to come back to you. And I believe that this is what is happening to Charlemagne in this case. But I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are. And while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up. See you all next time. Bye, guys.